A lot of people out there say you need to have faith, but no one really teaches how to hold on to it when everything around you is falling apart. And worse, when time passes, the answer doesn't come, and the silence is louder than any scream. The truth is, faith doesn't just vanish. It wears away slowly from the daily friction between the promise and the reality. That's usually when most people give up, not because they lack faith, but because they lack direction. Have you ever noticed how those who carry the biggest promises often face the greatest uncertainty? It's almost like heaven insists on testing the foundation before building the house. But what few people know, and hardly anyone teaches, is that there's a clear, practical, powerful way to walk through that season without losing yourself. It's not about magic formulas or motivational quotes. It's about timeless principles that work, even when the lights go out. And what if I told you this exact moment of uncertainty might become the most fertile soil of your life? That yes, your faith can be restored. Even on the days when you don't even believe in yourself anymore, what you're about to see isn't just inspiration. It's a roadmap, a map to help you keep moving forward, even when you can't see the end of the road. And it all starts with a simple question. How willing are you to trust before you see? Some people think miracles are just luck, that they happen out of nowhere. But those who walked in faith know the supernatural isn't a lightning strike. It's a response. When someone surrenders fully, when their heart bows and their eyes turn upward, that's when heaven moves. Miracles have a password, and that password is deep, unwavering faith. It's not about knowing everything. It's about trusting even when you don't. And here's the thing. The deeper surrender, the quicker the answer. It's like a child who trusts that their father will pick them up from school, and he does. God doesn't delay when someone fully commits. Those who live in doubt hesitate, but those who dive and reap more than they expected. The biggest miracles are often born from the deepest pain, because pain teaches us to truly depend. So if you want to see God move, don't just believe with your mouth. Live like it's already real. You know that whispered prayer, the one made through tears in the pillow. When no one else saw, God saw. And often, it's in that honest tear where the miracle begins to form. If faith is the foundation, then dreams are the seeds planted on it. And speaking of dreams, to dream big is to pray without speaking, especially when the dream makes no logical sense, when it feels ridiculous to even say out loud. That kind of dream says, I trust you. Every time someone dares to imagine something beyond their reach, they're saying, I believe you're greater than my limits. And that moves heaven, because bold faith always draws divine attention. Ever caught yourself dreaming something so big it felt silly? That's where real faith lives. It's easy to dream about what's already within reach. The challenge is desiring what only hope can sustain. People of true faith aren't limited by what's in their hands, but by what's in their hearts. And often, dreaming big is the first step toward living big. Try this. Write down your biggest dreams on paper. Don't filter, don't censor. Let your mind run wild like a kid in an open field. Then ask yourself, which of these requires faith? That's where the gold is. Dreaming is planting invisible seeds, and your harvest will depend on how much you believe the soil will give life. Now, what if the miracle depended on the container you're preparing for it? Picture your faith as an empty jar. Now ask yourself, how many jars are you willing to prepare before the miracle shows up? In a certain story, the oil, symbolizing the miracle, didn't stop because God ran out. It stopped when there were no more jars. In other words, the size of the miracle is directly tied to the level of expectation. Some people ask for blessings but don't make room to receive them. It's like praying for rain, but leaving the umbrella at home. Preparing jars is about living as if what you asked for is already on its way. Want a practical example? If you're praying for a new opportunity, start preparing for it today. Update your resume. Clear your schedule. Make space. Real faith sets the table before the food arrives. And it's not just about quantity, it's about quality too. Each jar can represent a different area of your life. Health, finances, family, purpose. Each one requires preparation. The more jars you present, the more oil will flow. But jars alone aren't enough. You have to move. And that's where the next principle comes in. There comes a point when dreaming alone isn't enough. You got to stand up and walk toward what you believe. Because faith without action is like a lamp without electricity. It exists, but it doesn't shine. Miracles require movement. Those who wait passively are expecting heaven to do everything while they sit still. But heaven doesn't sponsor apathy. Those who truly believe act like they've already received. The one who believes in healing starts eating better. The one who believes in opportunity starts learning before the door even opens. It's like a farmer planting before any sign of rain. Positioning reveals commitment, and God partners with those who move, not those who only wish. True faith is sweat on it. If you feel like you've been waiting too long, maybe it's time to act. Write down 3 practical steps you can take today toward what you want to see happen. Sometimes a single step unlocks what's been stuck for years. Miracles move best on roads already being walked. And the next step, it's checking your environment. Have you ever noticed how your surroundings shape your dreams? Growing up in a culture of fear, scarcity, or limitation can shrink even the boldest vision. But being in a place that celebrates the impossible, where people dream big and live bolder, plant seeds in your spirit that grow taller than doubt. This applies to everything. Your friends, the content you consume, even how you speak to yourself. Surround yourself with people who believe in you. Want a practical tip? If your circle mocks your dreams, find a new table. Read books like The Power of Your Subconscious Mind or Awaken the Giant Within. Feed your soul with what expands it, not what cages it. And yes, it requires preparation too. Dreaming big in a small environment is like planting an oak tree in a flower pot. It might grow, but it'll twist and break. Those who want extraordinary must nourish their vision with courage, clarity, and new experiences. And every great dream passes through a cycle, a process, and that's where we go next. Every true dream goes through stages. And skipping one is like biting into fruit that's not ripe. It just doesn't taste right. First comes conception, when the dream is born in your heart, often as a whisper. Then comes decision, where you choose whether to take it seriously. Many stop here, thinking desire alone is enough. But heaven answers decisions, not daydreams. Next is a painful one, waiting. And this is where most give up. Waiting is hard. It feels like everything's on pause, and the dream is slipping away. But in that stillness, character is built. Then comes resistance, the part where you ask, was this ever really meant for me? The stage is dangerous. Fatigue tries to kill what faith once gave life to. But if you push through, you reach fulfillment. And when it comes, everything makes sense. But hear me, you can't skip the process. Each phase has purpose. And if you're in one right now, don't see it as a delay. See it as development. The better question isn't how much longer, it's what do I still need to learn here? And often, that answer is only visible to those who walk by faith. Living as if it's already done is one of the boldest acts of faith. People of deep faith don't need evidence to start walking. They live as if the promise is already fulfilled. It's like standing in an empty lot, but already knowing where every piece of furniture will go. It's booking a hotel before even buying a plane ticket. That kind of invisible boldness speeds things up. You know that special outfit you keep for when the time comes. That's it. Real faith has the courage to look foolish to men in order to be remembered by God. Try this. Open a notebook and write down your testimony as if it already happened. That tiny act of faith might just shift your whole mindset. Here's an overlooked secret. The invisible responds to those who act as if they can see it. It's a paradox, I know, but it's where the supernatural reveals itself. Because the kind of boldness that moves heaven starts in the heart and spills into every action. And when you live like that, you draw on the resources needed to bring your dream to life, even the ones only God can provide. If the dream was planted by the right hands, trust that heaven is already moving to make it happen. God doesn't place purpose in someone and then disappear. He funds it, He waters it, He sends help. But here's the thing, the vision may be His, but the ground is yours. The provision comes, but preparation is your responsibility. It's not magic, it's partnership. If you ever planted something, some seeds grow fast, others seem like they've died, but they're just growing roots. That's where many start to doubt, when they can't see progress. But God works behind the curtain. Try this. Write down every little coincidence that pushes you closer to your dream. A conversation, an idea, a contact. Those are your signs. And when the dream is real, the right door always shows up, even if it's in the final hour. Where God plants, He provides. What's usually missing isn't the resource, it's the courage to keep going. And in this journey, the more you believe, the more you'll see. And when you see, others will too. That's when your story becomes someone else's breakthrough. Every great dream starts small. Sometimes it begins in a tiny room, a heart full of questions, or a childhood that seemed ordinary. But when you look back with clarity, you realize the destination was already being drawn, like a child saying they wanted to speak to the world. And now, they actually do. The beginning may look small, but it's never meaningless. So many people dismiss their own memories because they seem too simple. But God builds stages out of quiet stories. When someone shares their journey with honesty and no fluff, it holds more power than 1,000 theories. Try this. Write down the 5 most defining moments in your life. You'll be shocked to find that some are already pointing to your future. And here's the beauty of it. The more you share your struggles and growth, the more others see themselves in your story. Testimony connects. It heals. It inspires. But it also comes with responsibility. Because when you accept a calling, you also accept the mission of carrying it yourself, not waiting for others to do it for you. And that leads us to one of the hardest truths. Dreams that depend on someone else's faith are too fragile to survive storms. If you want to see the miracle happen, you have to get your hands dirty. You're the one who gathers the jars. You're the one who prepares the room. Outsourcing that mission is like trying to harvest in your neighbor's field. It just doesn't work. If the dream is yours, the effort must be too. But that's not a burden, it's a privilege. Too often, we wait for others to believe first, to validate, to invest. But those who dream deep learn to walk even when there's no applause. Want a practical idea? Instead of waiting for someone to remind you the promise, create your own visual reminders. Notes, posters, alarms. Make the impossible feel inevitable every day. And let's be real. If someone didn't dream it with you, they probably can't carry it for you. So don't expect others to sustain what only you were called to build. Dreams don't need an audience at the start. They need commitment. And if you made it this far, it means something inside you already knows. The miracle doesn't wait. It responds.